I would like to be known as a person who is concerned about freedom and equality and justice and prosperity of all people, says Rosa Parks, who was nationally recognized as the mother of the modern-day civil rights movement in the United States of America. Her deed of refusing her seat to a white male passenger on 1 December 1955 triggered a wave of protest that spread throughout America. Her bold act changed Americans and the course of its history. Park was awarded the Martin Luther King Jr. Award by the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and Presidential Medal of Freedom. Rosa Parks was born on 4 February 1913 in the state of Alabama. Her parents, James and Lena McCauley, separated when Parks was only 2 years old. Her mother started to live with her parents, who were former slaves and strong advocates for racial equality. Therefore, Parks grew up with inculcated resistance and activism for racial equality. Rosa Parks was taught to read by her mother. She attended segregated schools throughout her career. The Afro-American students were forced to walk to their schools while the facility of transportation was only for the white students. Parks could not complete her education as she had to attend her sick grandmother and mother as well. She married Raymond Parks, a barber, and managed to get her high school degree in 1933 with her husband's support. At that time, the city of Montgomery was segregated. The places often beared signs for colored only or for whites only. It means white people and colored people had different schools, different churches, different stores, and even different drinking facilities. When Rosa would ride the bus to work, she would have to sit in the back seats bearing the signs for colored people, and sometimes she would have to stand despite the vacant seats up front. The activism for the racial equality was in her blood. She and her husband joined the National Association for Advancement of Colored People and served as the chapter leader as well as secretary to the president of National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. On 1st of December 1955, Rosa made her famous stand while sitting on the bus. She had settled in her seat when a white man boarded. The bus driver asked 4 colored passengers, including Rosa Parks, to vacate their seats. 3 of the other passengers complied with the driver, but Parks refused to give up her seat. Consequently, the driver called the police and had her arrested. On December 5, 1955, the day of Parks' trial, she was greeted by a bustling crowd that invigorated her spirit. Parks was found guilty of violating local ordinance and charged with fines of $10 as well as $4 of court fee. She refused to pay and appealed to a higher court. The Afro-American leaders decided to boycott the city buses, although it was not easy for them to boycott as raising of them had to walk more than 20 miles, but they stood together to make a statement. The Montgomery bus boycott, as it was called, was a huge success, lasting for 381 days and ending with the Supreme Court ruling declaring the segregation of public transit systems to be unconstitutional. The Montgomery bus boycott is one of the largest and the most successful movements against racial segregation in history. Things did not get any easier for Rosa Parks even after the changed laws. She received many death threats. She and Raymond moved to Detroit, Michigan. She continued to attend civil rights meetings. She became a symbol of freedom and equality.